To have you watch this again just for study and practice. So again, I need you to watch this video and then listen to the 5-word secret message. All I need you to do to get full credit is write down just one of these problems, maybe the one that you missed, and then write down this 5-word secret message to prove to me that you not only watched it, but you wrote down one of your harder problems. So here we go. So this video, it shows for this first one, if I reflect, which angles are congruent or equal. So I can see when I'm looking at this, when it's reflected, these angles are equal straight across. Angle H and angle A are equal. Angle G and angle B are equal. F and C are equal. Only if they compare these equal angles will you say that those are congruent. That first choice has you compare E and B, and I can see those are not the equal angles. Angles D and E, I could see are on equal side. They're both reflections, so those are congruent. Angles B and angle H are not congruent. But again, any of these, if I compared angle F and angle C, congruent. Angle B and angle G, congruent. Angle H and A, congruent. Angle E and D, congruent. Anything else you will not list as congruent. The first word is black. Black. All right, next problem. This has you look at the two transformations, and I could see from 1 to 2 that is a slide to the left, a translation to the left. This moved from here to here, did not rotate, did not change its position or rotate or flip or anything. It just moved to the left. That's a translate left. And then from 2 to 3, I could see that this clearly is a flip from one axis to the other, and it looks like I didn't quite reflect that the correct way, because this is 2 boxes above and this is only 1 box below, so that is actually an incorrect reflection. The line of reflection is really halfway through. Maybe a line like that, maybe y equals 1/2. If I had the line y equals 1/2, then that line would be 2 boxes, or 1.5 boxes above that line and 1.5 boxes below. So again, I didn't draw that very well, so that's my fault. But again, the best choice for this one is gonna be C. Translate left and reflect over the x-axis. The other ones are not even close. Reflecting over the y-axis would not look like that. It's not translating down from 1 to 2. It's translating to the left, and then a reflection over the x-axis. All right, for my dilation factor. For a dilation factor, just find 2 numbers on either the y-axis or the x-axis. So my 2 numbers I could have chose were 1 and 3. I could have also chose this number 2 and put that over 6. 2 over 6 is the same dilation factor, just reduced. And I could tell this dilation factor is going to be smaller than 1 because Q is the original shape and it's shrinking down to Q prime. So from one big one down to a smaller one, that's a dilation factor smaller than 1. If Q was the original and moved up here to Q1, then that would be a dilation times 3. That would be 3 over 1. That would be a dilation factor bigger than 1 if it went from Q here to the bigger one. But this is going from Q to the smaller one. Dilation factor less than 1. And again, look at those numbers, 1 over 3, or negative 1 over negative 3, equivalent to 1/3, or negative 1 over negative 3 right here, or 2 over 6, equivalent as long as you reduce it. So 1/3. The next problem right here, and again, I did a little check here. I showed you that taking 6/0 and timesing it down by 1/3 reduces it down to 2/0. Just trying to show you that right there. Next problem. All right, the second word is bird. Bird. All right, for this one, I'm having you find that point and write it as a coordinate. So V is the point 4 for x, 2 for y. Make sure you have the right coordinate. What I'm doing is flipping it counterclockwise, which means I take that point and I flip it and make x negative. So when I flip it, I get 2, 4 with x being negative. So negative 2 up 4 is where the new v is. All of these points will be negative flips. If I was to flip it 90 degrees clockwise, I would still flip it to get 2, 4, but the y would be negative. That would be 2, negative 4 if this was turned quarter turn to the right. But quarter turn to the left, flip it, negative 2, 4. This point, 2, 2 would be negative 2, 2. This point right here, 2, 4 would be negative 4, 2. So again, every point, quarter turn to the left, flip it, and make x negative. All right, this one in my eyes is the hardest one on the test, I believe. But again, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at in terms of this point right here and what's happening right here. I can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 4, and this is negative 3, 2. So that alone being 6 and negative 4 and negative 3 and 2, I can see that this original is being cut in half. So if I take the point 6, negative 4, and I slice that in half, or multiply both 6 and the negative 4 by a half, that gives me 3, negative 2. And I can see that that is pretty close to negative 3, 2. So that shows me the dilation of 1/2 to cut that in half. And then what happens, remember, when you do a 180 degree turn, the points don't flip. They just become the opposite of each other. So that 3, negative 2 becomes negative 3, positive 2. Because again, the opposite of 3 is negative 3. The opposite of negative 2 is 2. So that is a 180 degree turn about the origin. And again, doesn't matter if I'm going clockwise or counterclockwise, it will end up there at the point negative 3, 2. This point right here, which was 0, negative 2, becomes 0, positive 2, and then the origin stays the same. This one is no good because even though I'm shrinking it down, I'm not taking this and moving this left and up, because that would be a triangle in the same shape, so that's no good. And this dilation is no good either because 1/3 doesn't go into 4. You need a dilation factor that divides into both those equally, so be looking for that. The third word is dead. Dead. All right, let's keep going here. So again, I'm writing switch the signs from 3, negative 2 to negative 3, 2. 180 degree turn. All right, number 6 says which is true. And again, I could tell these are not congruent. These are not equal. So A is no good. These are similar. They're just shrunken down. I can see that this is 3 boxes long and this is 6 boxes long, twice as big. This is 1 right here. This is twice right here, 2 across. This is 1 diagonal. This is 2. So it looks like this is being multiplied by a scale factor of 2 to make it twice as big. Or if this was the original, I'm going back, would be multiplied by a scale factor of 1/2. But you don't know which is which. You just know that these two are similar and not congruent. A translation choice would not be good because that would just be moving one of these to the same place, the same exact shape, but that is not it. So that would be similar for that one, similar. They are both proportional. Same proportions, but different sizes. All right. 7, 8, 9 has you look at a shape that's being reflected over this x-axis, so equal distance from here down in the bottom. So when I reflect it I would get my triangle B right here. That would be B prime. That would be C prime. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 above. I'm sorry, 5 above would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 below. So it would be a triangle upside down if I reflected over the x-axis and then slid to the left. Know that transformations, reflections, translations, rotations are congruent, which means these triangles are equal in every way. BC is equal to length BC prime. AC is equal to length A prime C prime. These angles are equal. Angle B is equal to the B prime angle. Angle A is equal to A prime. So when I give you that statement, AB is longer than side A prime B prime, that would be false. Those are the same sides. If I look at BC the same as B prime C prime, that would be true because they're congruent, same length, same in every way. Angle A is also equal to A prime, so that would be a true statement as well. That is true. All right, number 10. This one, you could move the whole triangle or just focus on point A is what they want you to do. So I'm moving this 4 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 2. That's where the A point is after just the translation. Left 4, up 2. But again, the second thing I'm having you do is reflect over the x-axis. So if this is 4 boxes above, the point A after that reflection is going to be 4 boxes below. It's going to be right here. And that's where I get the point -3, -4. So again, reflect it after you translate it. Translate it 4 left, 2 up, and then right straight across that x-axis to get that point at the bottom, which is -3 for x, -4 for y. Keep in mind how close these choices are. You got to really concentrate on the right one and not pick one just because they look the same, but they're not. The fourth word is birth. Birth. All right, last page. This one asks for the 2 transformations. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you each and show you why the other 2 choices are bad. So if I look at choice A and reflect it over the x-axis, equal distance, what I'm drawing here is the triangle after the reflection over the x-axis. So you can see this is 1 box above, 1 box below, 2 above, 2 below. This is 3 above, 3 below. That's a reflection over the x-axis. And if I was to move this 4 to the right, it would be a triangle still in that shape right about here, and that's not true. So that's why I could tell A is not the right one. If I reflected across the y-axis equal distance, let me draw that here. 2 across there. That one I believe is 3 across, and the bottom one is 4 across. I get that triangle shape right there, which is after after reflecting over the y-axis. Same distance from here to here, same distance from here to here, same distance here to here. That is a reflection over the y-axis. And I can see if I then move it down, it's the same triangle orientation, just move down. So that is the one. That is reflected across the y-axis and then translated 3 down. You wouldn't want to do choice C, which is translated 3 units right. So if I took this and moved it 3 right, it would be right here. And then if I reflected that across the x-axis, it would be a triangle down here across the x-axis. But that is not true. So that's why C is no good. All right, number 12. This one, same exact triangle, but flipped. And you can see equal distance between each point, a reflection. The 5th word is cloud. Cloud. So equal distance. The next one is a rotation. because I'm turning it quarter turn to the right. And again, all of these are congruent triangles, just moved. And then the last one is the same orientation but moved and slid to a different spot. That is a translation, so know that. These are the three main transformations: a reflection, rotation, and translation. Again, they're all different types of transformations, and then we added dilation to that too. Alright, so again, write the 5-word secret message and write down one of your problems that maybe you missed and turn that in tomorrow. Good luck.